Hey guys, Coach Sam here coming at you live from my basement gym in Alexandria, Virginia. And it is Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. And we're going to be talking to you about your chest day this week. So to start, we've got chest primer A. Chest primer A is going to get a lot of blood flow going from your shoulder girdle to your pecs to get you nice and warmed up for a heavy mechanical loading movement of the day, which is going to be our futures method flat bench with tempos. So let's break that down a little bit. So futures method, that is also called reverse banding. So what we're doing is we're utilizing the resistance curve of a band where it's going to assist you out of the bottom and it's going to decrease tension as you get to the top. And then what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to place more loading on a target muscle group than you'd otherwise be able to feel without the band. So if you have the ability to, leveraging the band is going to provide some assistance and some loading opportunities that you may otherwise be able to feel with straight weight. But if you don't have access to a band, that's perfectly fine. So the couple ways you can hook this up. So like behind me here, I have the pull-up bar going across my rig. I generally will hook up a band on that and loop around the middle of the barbell. Or if you see, I also have the cross members on the squat rack I have there behind me. You can also leverage band pegs and you can put a band on each side of the barbell. And so we're looking to have roughly, 10 to 20% assistance out of the bottom of the lift. So if you have about a 300-pound bench press, we're looking for about 30 to 60 pounds of assistance out of the bottom of the lift. Too light and you're not really going to feel the band assistance coming out of the bottom, and too heavy, and that's really going to be a little bit too much assistance for what we're looking for this movement. And then you can also conduct this on a Smith machine where you can loop a band around the top upright on the Smith machine and around the middle of the bar as well, if you have access to one of those if you find yourself in a commercial gym. So we're going to build to a top set of 6 across 4 sets here. And if you also look at pay attention to that rate of perceived exertion scale there. So there's a description of that at the beginning of each training day. And we're starting with an RPE 7 and moving to an RPE 10. And what we're looking for when you get to an RPE 10 is where mechanical breakdown starts to occur. You may need a spot for that last rep. And also for the tempos, you want you to control the movement. We're not looking for you to move weight from point A to point B. We're looking for you to stretch and contract your muscles under load to stimulate hypertrophy and protein synthesis so your pecs can grow. All right. And so after we build our heavy top set of 6, you're going to cash you out with set 5. It's going to be about 50% of your top set of 6 without the bands for a maximal set. And so on this set, I want you to think about continuous movement without taking any breaks. So let's say, for example, you get to like 10 to 15 reps and you start to lock out at the top and take a break. Go ahead and stop your set there. We want to have continuous loading on the muscle there to cash you out. Now, once we move on from there, we're going to move on to our next movement, which is going to be a dumbbell decline bench press. So a couple ways you can set this movement up. So if you have a flat incline, decline, adjustable bench, put that on the decline option. Make sure you've got your feet planted on the floor appropriately when you kick back and get into position. Or you can also create a decline by using taking a flat bench and propping some weights on the front end of that. Just again, you need to be careful when you kick back. Have a Thunder Buddy help you load your dumbbells if you need. And then alternatively, if you find yourself in a commercial gym, you can also utilize the decline bench that has the leg attachment to it, so you can hold your legs in place. Or you can utilize a hammer strength plate loaded machine that's specifically angled to hit that bottom portion of your pecs there. We're going to be building to a top set of 10 to 15 with a smooth, negative, and concentric portion, starting with 20 reps, moving on to 15 in set 2, 12 in set 3, and then that top set of 10 to 15 in set 4. And again, make sure you're paying attention to that RPE scale. We don't want you to burn out too early in these sets. We really want you to make sure that that top set is really maximal effort there. Now, once we complete the dumbbell decline bench, you're gonna in for a real treat for this metabolic stress called chesticle hell. So this complex here, it's going to be 3 sets. Now, one set is going to be 1 minute of smooth, continuous movement of an incline dumbbell bench with approximately, 50% of the weight you would use for let's say a 10 to a 12 rep set. So for most guys, that's probably gonna be somewhere between about 35 and 50 pounds. And for most of us, it's gonna be somewhere between about 15 and 30 pounds. Once you complete that 1 minute of movement, immediately transition into 12 to 15 reps of either weighted body weight or band assisted bar dips. Now on this movement here, if you are very proficient with dips, do not feel you're going to decrease your stimulus by adding a band to assist you, because after conducting 60 seconds of incline dumbbell presses, you're likely going to be extremely muscularly fatigued. Feel free to add a band for some assistance so you can really pay attention to targeting your pecs and not just conducting the movement from point A to point B like we talked about earlier. And then the third portion of this complex is going to be 20 split stance banded low to high flies. Make sure you're watching the video on this. You understand the technique. And you can also substitute this for a cable low to high fly if you have access to a cable column. So again, we're going to go 3 rounds through this. You're going to take that 2-minute rest and you're going to complete that piece of the workout for the day. And for our concentration work on our triceps, we're going to be conducting seated overhead tricep extensions with a heavy dumbbell. So for 3 sets, we're going to go for set 1 is going to be 12 reps with a 3-second negative. Set 2 is going to be 10. And then for set 3, we're actually going to ask you to hit an RPE 10 with 15 reps. So try to, see if you can maybe maintain the load that you did for set 1 or set 2 on that 15 and really push yourself there. If you don't hit all 15, that's perfectly fine. We're really just trying to get you to muscular failure on that last set there. Now, moving on, you have your 3 conditioning options. You've got your classic CrossFit workout, looks like some running. You've got your grunt work, which is also a lot of fun to kind of break up the monotony of some type of monostructural cardio, if that's not something that any of you necessarily enjoy. And then also you've got a really short energy system development work, which is a Tabata ski erg. If you don't have a ski erg, you can substitute this for an Echo or assault bike, or even a rower, or even a Concept 2 bike erg if you have access to one. And then lastly, we've got our optional core work, our Thunder Broga. And then if you are in our 30-day shred program, make sure you guys are hitting your fasted cardio or depletion work. And then as always, please post any questions, comments, concerns, memes in our Thunderbro Family Facebook group. Tag us on Instagram. We love to see you guys getting after and bringing thunder. All right, guys, Coach Sam out here. Enjoy your chest day.